Hey up guys, what's going on, and welcome back to York City, where I wasn't going to bring you this news in case something came of it, but it's appeared in my inbox twice now that they're denying a board takeover. But on my own page I can see here it says in the process of one, so I think they're lying to the press. Also the club vision says looking to sell the club. So I think there's more to that story than they're letting on. But that being said, of course, any developments on that front, I'll let you know. See you after the intro. Just the one game to get you caught up on. A 2-2 draw with Newcastle at home, unfortunately. It's a draw at home. Would have liked to have won that one just because of the tough run of fixtures incoming. That being said, we were 2-0 down at half-time. So I'll take the point, frankly. I did go all out at the end. Pushed everyone basically almost onto attacking mode. Couldn't quite nick the winner. And get that damn achievement, which still eludes me. I'm pretty certain. However, today are 2 away trips to Old Trafford and the Molineux in the Carabao Cup 4th round. I figured Wolves is a good shout. It's the furthest we've ever gone in the Carabao Cup, and it's a team that we're not going to see because they're being relegated. So in what I suspect may be a fairly vital end of the season when it comes to showing you as many games as possible, the fact I can bring you a team like Wolves in a cup is super helpful. Tomorrow will be the Leeds derby, by the way. They've not had a great start, and I don't mind bringing you Leeds twice in a season, mostly because, like I say, they're in 20th, so we may not get it next year. Who knows? But they've won one game, they're on 4 points. Not looking great at this point, but we're only 9 games in. We sit on 10 points, exactly 3 from relegation and 3 from European. So slap bang in the middle right now, in terms of points. 2 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses. It's not too bad. Stoke still haven't lost. And neither have Man United, our opponents today, but with more wins to their name. Stoke are full on pulling a Crystal Palace here. 2 wins, 7 draws. Now the good news is we've stayed largely injury free. The only one that's happened that's really affected the team in a way is just the backup goalkeeper being injured for a few weeks, and that's about it. A couple of little niggles have taken one player out of one game, but that's as much as we've had, pretty much. We'll be cautious starting this match against Man United. I'm not ridiculous. Best on the left, Coleridge, Medina and Shaw. Dutra in goal, as always. Wilson, Grimes, Velasquez. Madeira and Eras back. I've switched to inside wingers because they're actually both more favourable than that. Don't know why it's taken me this long to realise that fact, but there we are. Escobar up front. Oh, and the only other thing I've changed in terms of this is I've switched from low crosses to mixed crosses just because of Escobar's aerial ability, which is something we've not necessarily had in the past. We've just had fast players in that striking role, so up to mixed now, because Escobar can do a little bit of everything. I think passion rather than expectation is the aim of the day today. In terms of team talks, it's sort of mostly worked, and they look like they've just come off a European adventure due to their tiredness. This is put out to Lewis Cook on the left-hand side, who you may notice was in the top 3 ratings. Lautaro Martinez has somehow put that in. No, he hasn't. Medina clears. Back out to Cook again. This isn't over, I suspect. Evans back. It is over. We're going to see it clearly over the line there. I can't see either way, frankly. Please sort this out, SI. It's been 6 months. Not quite 6 months, but you know what I mean. Has to be said, Man United dealing with those foreign player limits in a positive way, bringing in a lot of good English talent. Pickford's in goal. That one's questionable, depending on your opinion of him. Lewis Cook, though, in the middle. Pretty much always a good prospect in Football Manager in recent years. Chilwell and Aarons in the fullback roles too. I don't know where Wan-Bissaka's gone, considering he already counted in that. Same with Maguire, of course. Oh, admittedly, this is 7 years in the future, so Maguire's probably gone. Actually, I think Maguire is at West Ham. I think I've already seen him. Lautaro Martinez, though, puts that one in. Sibold's there. That's gone in. I think he's English too. Although it is being reviewed and potentially ruled out. And we'll see it here with lines. Oh, well played. Just about the lagging defender there. Don't know which one it was, but just about played him on. Let's just check out Sibold. He's Scottish, in fact, so Scotland's got something to look forward to in the future. An 80 million rated striker. 22 years old, he's on £275,000 a week already. He is ridiculous. I mean, I don't need to scout him, but I'll click the button nonetheless. I'm actually a little lost for words. He's that good. How are they only 5th with him leading the line? Velasquez, Madeira, he's got to be like one of the best strikers in world football. Coleridge, into Grimes, Velasquez now. Escobar, not going to get on the end of that. Pickford's short arms will get to pick that up quite nicely. Toll, though. There always seems to be a Toll regen. Chilwell, though, back to Toll. Rashford, Chilwell, Cook. I know there's obviously regens that go by SI employees' names. I don't know if Toll's one of them, but I feel like I always see one of them. It's usually a differing first name. I know Max Aaron scored. I'm just choosing to not talk about it right now. Second goal of the season. I can't be too bad. I like the guy. But that was England to England to England there. Chilwell to Cook to Aarons. And pass Sergio. I want to be angry, but when the build-up play involves those 3 players, hard to get angry. Mason Greenwood still on the bench. Lewis Foreman is another good young striker they've got. I've looked to bring him on loan a couple of times and nearly considered it this year, but then Nick Thay was also available for free. So, and I think they wanted his full wages, which were a little much, but could very well be a player that we decide to bring in the future, considering we do need English players. That sort of works okay. You weren't that bad. You can still improve. That's fine. Motivation all the way across. I mean, 1-0 at half-time at Old Trafford. Not bad. Just try to keep this as sensible as possible, please, scoreline-wise. Gotta be said, though, no clear-cut chances for anyone, and 45% of the possession. We're doing ourselves proud, basically, is what I'm trying to say there. Despite a 1-0 loss, it's kind of the same feeling I had watching Norwich at Anfield at the first day of the season this year. Although, thankfully, it's not 4-0. Medina, though. I mean, when you go to Anfield with Grant Hanley in your defence, you've got problems. Ebbers back. I say that as a Newcastle fan who appreciates the fact that Hanley got us promoted from the Championship, but that's where he belongs. Toll, Gonçalves takes over there, shout, and that's just punted to no one. Just say he cleared it, so that was more a clearance than a pass, apparently. The text commentary can look into their mindsets and understand why they're punting the ball at the field. I would like a little bit more direction on it, though, or just a pass to someone slightly nearer. Rashford out to Toll once more. He's running us a little bit ragged, and he scored himself Gerald Toll with his 6th goal of the season already for their number 7. I mean, it's kind of natural for Man United number 7 to be running the show, but there he is, picks that ball up fantastically. That's got to be said. Ball control there is, I'm just going to say, not great from Dutra. He thought he was going near post, he very much didn't. I'm just going to come out of cautious, I think. I think we're giving them a little bit too much, considering the possession-wide isn't too much difference. And I think we're maybe with a little bit more positive mindset, we might actually have a little bit more possession going forward as well. 3 shots, 3 on target. We've been 100% in that regard. They've only had 3 shots on target out of 11, so we've restricted them somewhat. But our average rating is 6.56, so it's not the best performance from us right now. Hounding them well, I would say, but not really effective pressing, considering we haven't got the ball off them yet. They're still just passing around like it's a training exercise. Number 7 on the ball again. Odd pass, but they still retain their possession. But not for long. Velasquez nipped in on that. And Escobar, if they can get it to him, I can't say his name properly when I'm talking too fast. Ebbers back. First shot off target. Not disgraceful, but Ebbers back is on a 6.1, which, let's be honest, can't be allowed to... What is going on here? I think this might actually just be something wrong with the skin. I've seen this happen before. Ignore this. It just happens with the bottom 2 sometimes. If I can actually go onto him, you can see he's not actually abysmal at all. He's quite good morale. So ignore that if you see that in the future, by the way, or in the past. Something just goes wrong when it's on this skin in the game itself. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to bring Oxlade-Chamberlain on that right-hand side in his most favoured role over there, along with Alonso on the left, just to get both those wingers off, who aren't having the best of games. Speaking of, neither is Best himself. Or Shao. So none of the wide players doing particularly well in this one for some reason. Might have to look into that. We'll protect Shao for the next game as well, I think. We will go somewhat rotated against Wolves, but it's a good team, as we saw yesterday, so I won't be disrespecting them too much. Aaron's now on the ball again. Just wide. Just watch that trickle past the post. Just going to surprise him at the end, maybe with a bit of positivity, but no consolation. I'm in two minds whether or not that was a bad performance. I've gone with an option that gives them confidence and motivation, and that's all I can hope for when it comes to a team talk. That's the bare minimum. Now, Wolverhampton in 2 days is a bit of an issue, but we'll work it out. 3, sorry, I can count. Just to go on the record, I have no interest in taking over West Brom. Thank you. I did just notice that Stoke drew with Leeds there, so they're still unbeaten with 8 draws. So with the note that Ethan Laird actually picked up 2 yellow cards in the first 2 rounds and is therefore suspended for this one, we do have to play both full-backs as normal, Best and Shao on those outsides, but it would be Littler and Edgar in the middle, with Dutra and Goff still behind them. Would be tempted to play Gironan, but he's still returned to fitness, so might as well play our first choice for this one, treat it seriously. Lentas in that anchorman role. Did say I would actually try to compare him with Gonçalves, and when you look at that, apart from attacking-wise, Lentas is actually better, which is a curious thing, which I never realised until recently. Better strength, better marking, slightly worse tackling, and positioning, teamwork's equal, other mentals, Lentas just has the edge on it. Also, a far superior first touch to then obviously pass the ball onwards with the better passing and technique too. Just worse generally in terms of the rest of the physicals. I should probably be giving Lentas more consideration. But he starts this one, see how he does. Oxlade-Chamberlain and Maxence will be in the midfield in front of him with Alonso on the left and Ebersbach on the right. No matter Ebersbach's performances, actually, screw it, Van Gaskel. Think about what you've done, Ebersbach. 6.1, get out. Escobar will still lead the line because strikers, in the most part, don't really lose fitness too much, so I want to be as potent as possible at the far end. Nick's still on the bench, though, on a yellow card too. Now, on my way into this match, I did see the fact that Wolves have won 5 of their last 5 matches, so doing well in the Championship, at least. And I think the only way they can save themselves from complete and utter ruin is by getting promoted straight away again, with the 14 players that they've still got. but they generally have to feel breakthrough prospects on the bench just because they've run out of players. Zaracho on this right-hand side with Makita, don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but Dominguez over. That ball's being put in the box. Lentas straight at the goalkeeper, saved. I don't recognise the name O'Leary, and I'm probably going to get shouted at for not knowing it. We'll find out shortly, once I can actually click on his name again. But Littler through to Best, back and forth between these two just for the time being. Can we put it to someone else? Not the goalkeeper, that just terrifies me every time you do that. Has made its way to Lentas though. And now Maxence, Littler. I might just change his name to Maxence so I can just read it straight off like that. That's been intercepted and now Madison's on the ball. That's great. Maximovic, Barrow, Dominguez, back to Max, Madison. That's his nice play. How did they get relegated? Yeah, that's a well-worked goal. How did they get relegated when they can play football like that? This is a fantastic bit of passing play. I can't deny that. Didn't really. I mean, the best part of it was further back there. Terrible tackle and, well, it's a tackle goal. Shall stop paying attention to the person behind him. Not quite sure that would happen in real life like that, but I'm going to put that more down to the representation of how it actually happened rather than what actually happened. Shall just stop paying attention. I don't think it would be a slide tackle in real life, but it will be someone just nipping it behind that they weren't paying attention to. Anyway, ball now. Lentas to Best. Alonso back in to Lentas. That's been dispossessed again, and Coutron's through. Fantastic. Of course, the black sheep of Wolverhampton's season this year so far already. He's already gone. Never really got going in the Premier League, but in Football Manager, pretty much always stays. Didn't get that one right, did they? Johnny, Maximovic, Madison now. I'm not liking how every single highlight is for them. Barrow now, out to Zaracho. Just going to demand more for my team. Best doesn't quite get on the end of that. Dominguez somehow gets that from in between 4 red shirts. I'm going to say Nagnon, but I have no idea how to pronounce that. Nagnon, something like that. Makita, I'm going to go with. Makita, probably. Makita. Zaracho. They're just trying to trip me up with these names, aren't they? Maxence. I thought Maxence was going to get that. Just again, passing round us. It's gone in the goal again. This is not a training exercise, team. You are supposed to actually go out there and get goals. Just, what was that by Maxence? Seriously. He just went, and then didn't even bother to tackle him. Pathetic. And it's been a while since I rolled out the P word for my team, but this has been pathetic from us. I'm going to show some passion after 35 minutes. We are doing nothing. Weirdly, the 2 central defenders, the one place where we're arguably the weakest right now, are the 2 best players. Aggressive, absolutely terrible. Do something in the better second half. At least the game understands what's going on. I might find an attacking midfielder who is actually good at some point. Nope. Oh, thought that had gone in again. Shao clears it. Nicely done. Well, I've got to appreciate them weakening their team by taking Madison off. And Barrow, for that matter. So thank you for that. Now we can possibly push on and do something. Madeira's going to come on, and I'm going to put him on attack as well. Velasquez for Caceres. I'll just make it up as I go along. I notice left back's not doing particularly well either. That's the wrong page. Bring Courage on a left back. He is actually dominant left foot. I forgot to mention that when I was talking about him initially. But Courage is actually dominant left foot, so like Borges, which is a fantastic thing to have because Medina is more dominant right. He's okay on the left foot, but he's more dominant right. So the pair of them have got both sides covered in that regard. I don't know what to do because I kind of want to bring another striker on, but at the same time, Best's on a 6.4 and really probably ought to have a rest. I probably should rest Shao, but he's obviously significantly better. What is going on? Just anything from my side would be wonderful at this point. Same time, cup commitments. Nice to not have them anymore. In terms of what I kind of care about going forward, it would be nice to have a bit of a cup run. And this is further than we've ever gone in the Carabao Cup, so I'll take it. But obviously our first priority is staying up. As much as it would be nice to sort of bring you all the matches against the top 6 teams and what have you, that's not really where our fight is. Our fight is against those teams around us, these other teams on 1,000 to 1 to win, for instance. So that's what we're going to focus on. Leeds are one of those, and obviously Yorkshire Derby coming, what I like to call, to Classico. Have we just given away a penalty? I think we have. It's 3-0. Never mind. This isn't my stream save where we have a goalkeeper who cannot concede penalties. It's ridiculous. He's never let one in so far. But however, Patrick Coutron has scored past Dutra, who can let them in. 3-0. Worthy, maybe. Slightly flattering, possibly. But not by much. It's a 2-0 kind of game. I'd accepted 2-0. He belongs to Bristol City, but I don't think he's necessarily a first-team player there to start with, so I can be excused for not knowing him. Far from pleased from the performance, regardless of whether or not I'm happy to go out at this point. I think at this point, 4th round, I'm happy to leave that competition. Considering who I'm playing against, I would have maybe liked a little better performance because they are relegated. I would argue they have a better team though still. Burnley actually having a good year now, for once. Ben Foster's Swansea manager, by the way. Just thought I'd bring you that. But tomorrow will be Tuck Classico. I know you don't say the T's in Yorkshire. It's fine. It's just for a comic effect. Don't come at me on that one. I've been here long enough to know that. But yeah, it's Tuck Classico. And then Norwich. A team who aren't that much further ahead of us in the prediction list. So that'll be grand. Like I say, the majority of our matches we're going to show you are going to be sort of teams in this area. as much fun as it is to see these teams, our fight is to stay up. When we get to sort of challenging for Europe and things like that, hopefully in the long run, that's when we'll bring you those on a regular basis. But for the time being, Leeds and Norwich next time around, 15th, 16th predictions wise, teams that we kind of want to be beating. Well, we definitely want to be beating. So until tomorrow, ta-ra.